Yeah.
I'm now calling to order a regular meeting of the City Council, Tuesday, March 10th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Councilwoman Rogan-C.
Here.
Councilman Dwyer.
Here.
Councilwoman McGee.
Here.
Councilman Boyke.
Present.
Councilman Noonan.
Here.
Councilman Lafferty.
Here.
Councilwoman Moore is present. We have a quorum.
Next item.
Next item is 4, adoption of the consent agenda. So moved with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Thank you. We have been asked to withdraw the appointment under 4P.
G.
P as in Paul,
Oh, P.
an appointment to the Library Commission.
Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 5, adoption of the agenda. So moved with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Yes. Adding under 11A, solid waste management plan amendment resolution. And 12D is being removed at the request of the petitioner, for lack of a better word. And then Axon. Oh, and we are adding a proposed resolution approving contract addendum with Axon Enterprises, and that will be item G under 13, 13G, so that would be 13H. Thank you, Mary.
Stone.
Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 6A, calendar pending matters. Motion to receive and file.
Support Lafferty.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 7A, approval of the bills of the general revenue funds. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is approval of the bills of the water and sewer systems. So moved.
Support Dwyer.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is audience participation for agenda items only.
Members of the audience who would like to address the City Council this evening relating items specific to the agenda may do so by filling out an audience form to the right side of the stage. Yes, right side of the stage. You have 3 minutes. There's a timer here. First up is Michael Halawadi. Oh,
First, I'm here regarding, of course, my reappointment to the Planning Commission.
First, I want to thank the mayor for her reappointment, and if I am approved tonight, I will just promise to serve the citizens and the city to the best of my abilities. And I will be here to answer any questions you may have when I come up on the agenda, if you have any questions of me. So just letting you know, and I'm looking forward to, hopefully, if I am approved, to continue to serve as a planning commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you. That is the end of audience for agenda items. Next item.
Next item is announcements, Madam Chair.
Ms. Moore.
I'm just going to read, I posted this online, and I'll just read what I did. We extend our deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of Emil E. Cardamone, who passed away on March 7th, 2026, at the age of 102. Mr. Cardamone leaves behind an extraordinary legacy of service to his country, his profession, and the city of Warren. A proud World War II veteran, he served in Europe with the 12th Armored Division and was awarded the Bronze Star Medal and the French Legion of Honor Medal in recognition of his courage and dedication during the war. Following his military service, Mr. Cardamone pursued a distinguished legal career after earning both his undergraduate and law degrees from Wayne State University. Admitted to the State Bar of Michigan in 1959, he went on to become a respected member of the Macomb County legal community, serving as president of the Macomb County Bar Association from 1969 to 1970. In 1995, he was honored with the bar's first Civility Award for exemplary professional conduct, reflecting the respect he earned throughout his career. From 1965 to 1969, Mr. Cardamone served as city attorney for the city of Warren, helping guide the city during an important period of growth and development. His work in municipal and real estate, both in public service and in private practice, left a lasting impact on our community. The Warren City Council honors Emil Cardamone's remarkable life of service and extends our heartfelt sympathy to the entire Cardamone family. His contributions to the legal profession, the city of Warren, and our nation will not be forgotten. May his memory be a blessing to all who knew him.
Moment of silence. Thank you.
And we would also like to extend our heartfelt condolences to Treasurer Lori Barnwell and her family. Her mother passed away this week after a long illness, and our thoughts and prayers are with her family during this difficult time. Her mother's name was Joan Bell, and she was a career, she was a nurse, wasn't she?
Career nurse in the Navy.
Career nurse in the Navy. So we thank her for her service to our country as well.
Moment of silence. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other announcements?
Madam Chair,
Mr. Lafferty.
thank you. In memory of a Warren resident, Wallace Michael Ozog, age 85, passed away on February 28th. Wallace was born on September 27, 1940 in Detroit to Polish immigrant parents and shared nearly 60 years of marriage with his beloved Joanne, their home here in Warren. Known to everyone as Wally, he and Joanne remained deeply involved in the lives of their three sons, Michael, Mark, and Christopher, attending their activities and offering steadfast support. Wallace earned a Bachelor of Science degree in sociology from the Detroit Institute of Technology and spent 32 years with the Michigan Department of Social Services. Shortly after retiring, he became the national president of the Polish Roman Catholic Union of America, the PRCUA. From 1998 to 2010, he and Joanne lived in Chicago to preside over the demanding responsibilities of the organization. Wallace's dedication to the PRCUA began at age 18 and continued throughout his life. His involvement spanned sports programs, cultural initiatives, Polish language and dance schools, and membership growth. A lifelong promoter of the Polish culture, he proudly represented the organizations and met numerous dignitaries, including St. John Paul II, Polish President Lech Walesa, various U.S. presidents, Cardinal Joseph Glemp, and other religious leaders. Amongst other organizations, Wallace was also a lifetime member and chairman of the Polish Museum of America, a lifetime member of the Polish American Cultural Center, PAC Scholarship President, ambassador on the Board of Regents at Orchard Lake St. Mary, hosting Warren's very first multi-ethnic festival at Helmich Park, and overseeing the Detroit Polish Festival and Detroit Tigers Polish American Night for many years. Wally's commitment to promoting the Polish heritage and cultural awareness in our community, the state, and across the nation served as a model of leadership for generations to follow. His life was celebrated Monday morning at St. Anne, where Father Tak reminded everyone through song that memories are precious, my darling. Wally certainly made many memories for his family, friends, here in Warren and beyond, to remember him by. A moment of silence, please.
Thank you.
And tonight I wear the Polish Eagle pin from the American Polish Cultural Center and in his honor.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Okay, hearing and seeing none?
Madam Chair, point of order.
Yeah.
If I could make a motion to amend the agenda. We had we're going to have a closed session, and if we can put this on the agenda to request for the closed session, then we don't have to have a special meeting when we go into that. So it would be request for closed session pursuant to Section 8E of Public Act 267 of 1976 in the matter of Dallas Groves versus City of Warren et al., Macomb County Circuit Court case number 2024-005050, and that would be item 11B.
B is in boy?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Madam President, I'll support that.
Is that a motion to amend, correct? Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is a public hearing. 10A, request to approve the demolition of a garage at 25458 Peter Kaltz through the nuisance abatement program.
I thought I saw Mr. Lizay.
He's here.
Mr. Lizay, you want to come up and tell us a little bit about this?
Good evening, Council. This one I've been working on for quite some time, for a couple of years, to try to get this garage resolved, repaired. It started back in April of '24, where we sent a few letters, sent a letter in April, another letter, a warning letter in June, and then an unsafe structure letter in September, and then we started to hold hearings, in which the owner did appear for these hearings. And we had a hearing in November of '24, and they had a family issue, severe family issue. Hearing officer granted 6 months to try to repair and then come back in for another hearing. And we had a second hearing in May of '25. The owner did appear, and what we decided was we would go out to the property, to the garage, and to assess it, maybe give her some advice on what to do. And we even talked with her daughter, maybe they could hire somebody to take down this garage because it's in such an unsafe condition. And then we held another hearing in June 25th, where the owner did appear, but the hearing officer did declare it a public nuisance. And eventually I had to send this in for council to be heard in front of you guys, because now I'm getting more complaints from property maintenance, and it's in pretty severe condition, this garage. So that's where we're at with it. It's been going on for quite some time. We really tried to get her some help, but nothing happened, and now here we are, still it sits.
Thank you, Mr. Lizay. If you could hang tight just in case anyone has any questions. Is the petitioner here? I assume not. Okay. I will open the public hearing. Is there anyone from the audience who would like to speak on this matter? Hearing and seeing none, I will close the public hearing and turn it over to council for action.
Motion to approve?
Support.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 11A, which is
Solid waste.
solid waste. It's the solid waste management plan amendment resolution. Motion to approve.
Support Lafferty.
Support Lafferty. Any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Ms. Moore?
I believe that we have some guests in the audience, representative from Waste Management, if they would like to come forward and just give us a brief little synopsis, so everyone knows what we're doing.
Yeah, good evening, Council. I'm Jim Hammond. I'm the Area Director of Operations for Waste Management. And what you're looking at is a resolution to expand the capacity of the only solid waste management facility, disposal facility in Macomb County. We have roughly 6 years of life left at our current volumes. The proposal would generate an additional 25 years of disposal capacity, along with a proposed transfer station where we would transfer recycling out of Pine Tree Acres to our new state-of-the-art materials recycling facility down in Detroit. So we recently invested $55 million in a state-of-the-art recycling facility in Detroit. Part of your MMP as a county requires you to meet certain and specific recycling goals within the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. This proposed recycling facility would take your recyclables, transfer them down to Detroit and be recycled, along with the proposed amendment and resolution for the expansion of the Pine Tree Acres landfill.
I understand that this facility is in Lenox Township,
It is.
and it went before their
It went,
council,
correct.
and they have approved it.
They have approved it.
They had the most at stake because it's in their facility. in
That is
their
our host
city.
community.
Right,
Correct.
right.
They have approved it.
Okay, and I understand that public service in our town is in favor of it? Expansion? Kevin? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 11B, request for closed session pursuant to Section 80 of Public Act 267 of 1976 in the matter of Dallas Groves versus City of Warren. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 12A, legal update from Mr. Schroeder. Motion to receive and file.
Support Lafferty.
Mr. Schroeder.
Thank you. We have an update on the Spear Development Project on 11076 and 11082 Maxwell Avenue that council approved. These were the test run projects for the housing development on the vacant lots. The houses have been constructed and they're in a warehouse. The foundations are almost complete on the properties. Of course, they did run into some surprises on site. That's being addressed. And I believe they cannot transport these homes to the lots until the frost laws allow for such a transport on the freeways. So that I think that'll be around April 1st. We'll have 2 new homes. And in the meantime, we have 8 additional properties, 8 vacant lots that this company has requested to purchase from the city. If you recall, the council approved a list of several dozen properties to give them an option to purchase in exchange for the company providing their due diligence findings from vacant city lots. So at the next council meeting, these are 9 properties, on Ida, Essex, Lozier, Continental, Maxwell, Cadillac, and Packard. We should have a resolution proposed for 9 additional properties, which they can start on right away and continue this development project. So we'll have a full update at the next meeting. I just wanted to give a preview of where we stood on that and of what's coming. So thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Boyke?
I'd like to address Mr. Schroeder
Sure.
and Ms. Michaels. I was on a committee we made a lot of corrections to our marijuana ordinance. If you remember those meetings, give me a status. Most of them were, outdated stuff taken out of the ordinance. Is it ready yet to be come
Correct.
forward?
No, within the month, you'll see it. That was actually on my radar today. It wasn't.
I know both of you are
Yes.
very busy, but that, we gotta finish that one up too. Okay, thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
Okay. I will call, hearing and seeing no additional discussion, I will call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 12B, consideration and adoption of a resolution approving actions as discussed in closed session in the matter of Nancy Hooks versus the City of Warren. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 12C, Council Secretary Mindy Moore, discussion in Ray Beautification Commission. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Last week, or last meeting, we had discussed, there was an appointment to beautification that I think the person subsequently resigned. But during that, I had pulled up the ordinance for the Beautification Commission. And as council knows, maybe the audience doesn't, each of the commissions in the city operates under the requirements of an ordinance written specifically for that commission, or in some cases, we follow state law, like planning follows the State Enabling Act, I believe, correct? And there's some other ZBA and things like that. While I was looking at this, I found some inconsistencies. So on the city website, it said that there are 15 members appointed by the mayor, which that's what the ordinance, and that there are 3-year terms. There is no term mentioned in the ordinance, and that should probably be mentioned there. Also, some of the duties, I think, we want to modify. One of them is to study, investigate, and develop plans for improving the health, sanitation, safety, and cleanliness of the city. That's probably over and above really what they should be tasked with. Also, being charged with to foster the prevention of fires, diseases, and other public hazards. I think, again, that's probably beyond their purview and their expertise, so maybe we want to look at that. Also, under another section, there is to be an advisory board to the Beautification Commission. It is to be advisory board that should include members of city council, the director of public service, the police commissioner, the fire commissioner, the planning director, the director of parks and recreation, and 1 member of the Parks and Recreation Advisory Commission. There has not been an advisory board that I know of, certainly since 2003, that I'm aware of. So what I would suggest is this ordinance be modified, rewritten, and I would ask that, who is the legal representative to the Beautification Commission? Mr. Dwyer, if I might.
Whoever that is, they're never at our meetings, so I'm really not sure.
Okay, so maybe we could ask Mr. Dwyer, he goes to meetings, maybe they could have a discussion in the board, and, they can look at the language. There may be something they want to add or delete also. This would be the time to do it, and we can clean up the terms and things. I think Ms. Michaels can figure that out. But in addition, I think that every one of the ordinances for every commission should have a reference to the requirement to follow the mandates of the open government ordinance as well. That should be included language within each of those commissions. Mr. Schroeder, do you agree with that?
Yes, it's a mandatory requirement of the
You're off your microphone.
There we
There you
go.
go.
It's mandatory, so that is appropriate. Those
Okay.
requirements are by law.
Okay, and this, I think, I'm gonna be going through each of the commissions as time allows, so that we can clean up the ordinances to match what the actual duties are. But I want each of the commissions to be involved too, because they might have things that they want to deal with, and there probably should be a little uniformity that each commission follows Robert's Rules of Order, and there's certain things in their bylaws probably should be uniform across all the commissions. That's just a suggestion. I don't know if it's the law or mandatory, they have to, but it would be nice to have continuity across the commissions, continuity in the creation of minutes and things like that, so there's uniformity in how things look and how they're presented and processes. So that's what I would ask Mr. Dwyer, if you could,
Yes, I will definitely look at everything and get with Mary Michaels on all of that.
and then have the commission should look at this. Yeah,
Yes.
okay, great, thank you.
Ms. McGee?
My question, Madam Secretary, is, so should all the ex-officials make sure that we announce at our meetings that we're going to be reviewing the ordinance?
I don't think that's necessary. Not all of them need to be changed, because some of them are in pretty good shape. Some of them are state law. Like, we've just done the Housing Commission, that's all taken care of. Planning is taken care of, zoning's taken care of, Brownfield is taken care of, Board of Review, those are all. It'll be more like animal welfare, which is you. And we've already started looking at the disability, the Commission on Disabilities. So there's really not that many, but we'll look at them. But most of them have a legal representative. So I would leave that to the lawyers to deal with in each one of them, because they'll be the ones dealing with actually updating the ordinances, so.
Any other discussion? Okay, hearing and seeing none. The motion is to send this over to Ms. Michaels
Yes.
for review
And then Mr. Dwyer will facilitate a discussion with the Beautification Commission?
Okay, excellent. I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes?
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carried. Next item.
Next item is 13A, request of the Police Department for a line item transfer of funds in the amount of $28,000 to cover the cost to hire a temporary animal control officer and cover the increased costs associated with animal shelter and animal placement services, consideration and adoption of a resolution. So moved, with discussion.
Support Dwyer.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
I have a question to Mr. Schroeder. Did we bring up the Station One at the last meeting?
Yes.
Okay, we did, okay. Then I don't have any discussion unless somebody's here and they want to talk about it.
Any other discussion? Okay, hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes?
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13B, request of the Parks and Recreation Director, Public Service Administrative Supervisor, and the Public Service Director for an additional appropriation of funds in the amount of $115,705 to cover the cost to purchase and install 3 new smart bus shelters, consideration and adoption of a resolution. So moved, with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Thank you. I don't know, is there, thanks, Steve. Mr. Campbell is here. I know we're
Good evening,
gonna-
council.
Good evening. There's a few other things, where it's all kind of the same issue that we're dealing with. Question, where are these bus stops going?
We're putting 2 shelters at 13 Mile and Shaner, one on the northbound Shaner, north of 13 Mile, and then one on the westbound 13 Mile, east of Shaner, by the Kroger.
Okay.
Where we've had issues, and then we're looking to install, the third one is gonna be on DeQuinder, just north of 9 Mile.
Okay, so another question. I was driving this morning, and I knew this was on the agenda, so I started looking at bus stops, right? And I saw the one that was in front of the hospital that was filthy. I mean, the glass is just disgusting. Who's in charge of cleaning those?
Generally, Smart Bus has a crew that goes out, cleans and maintains the Smart Bus shelters. If there's a complaint made to them, or if it's found to be in deplorable condition, they will replace the glass or replace the structure. With this stuff that we're doing with these shelters, we're actually using what we have is called community credits that the city gets from Smart. So we have to pay this up front, and then we get reimbursed from the community credits, which you have to use those credits towards certain capital investments for the Smart Bus program.
So do they clean them on a regular basis?
They're supposed
No,
to,
they are.
depending on their crews.
I mean, I know there's weather and all that kind of thing, but
Yes.
I just happened to notice it today, and,
There's a lot of bus stops. I didn't realize how many bus stops the city of Warren had until I started driving around and looking at all of them.
well, that's like when you get a new car, and then you see how many there are on the road that you just bought, right? You don't notice them until they're in your face. So
Yep.
that was the same thing with me today. I don't pay much attention, but today I started looking, so, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mr. Noonan and then Ms. McGee.
Yes, I'm curious, can we get some on Van Dyke?
We have a few on there. We can get shelters, it's just, there's certain bus stops.
Yeah.
And we're trying to put bus stops where they're utilized quite a bit. You can put them just about anywhere, but there's obviously a large cost to installing those.
I guess that was really my question, was how is it decided where to put them? Do you do a traffic analysis of some sort?
Try to get from, Smart has they can give you a review of what spots are being used the most and most frequented shelter, bus stops.
Yeah.
With the 13 Mile and Shaner, it came in as a lot of complaints because the Kroger's there now. A lot of people are using the shopping carts as a bench and leaving the shopping carts there. It became an issue with blight. They were issuing some warnings to Kroger for not cleaning up the property. So it was brought to our attention that maybe we should look into putting shelters there and a bus stop shelter and benches for the transportation for the
I really
residents.
think it's a great idea. Do those come with waste paper baskets or, some kind of trash receptacle?
I believe there is one there. If there isn't, we will look into making sure they are there. I don't know exactly what the shelter itself comes with. It's a shelter and a bench. I don't know if the trash receptacles come with them or not. That's something we can look into if it is not included.
This is a little bit more off track. I had one of my residents, constituents, in the wintertime, she has to walk her dog, and she goes to a neighborhood park, and she would really appreciate if there was some kind of windbreak there. I don't know whether that can ever be in the planning for the parks, but I just thought I'd throw it in here.
Yeah, that's something we'd have to look into. I'm
Uh-huh,
not sure
yeah.
myself. I have to look into it.
I'd love it if that could just be done, but it would be expensive, and I don't think it would be something that you could do all over the place for everybody that wanted a shelter. Anyways, I yield.
Thank you. Ms. McGee?
Glad to have one on 9 Mile and DeQuinder, but I have a question regarding the safety requirements. What are the safety requirements? Because I know that sometimes we have homelessness that will stay at the bus stop, and usually they take over the bench for those who are planning to get on the bus. Will there be something different with the new bus stop?
It'll be similar to the rest of the bus stops. It will be clear glass, so it will be visible to the public. The benches are supposed to have the humps in them to try to prevent people from using the benches as a couch and laying on them or a bed.
Okay.
But other than that, it would come down to whether or not complaints are coming in and whether or not the police department will be able to respond to address that situation.
Are you able to send us some photos?
Of the shelters?
Yes.
Yes, I can get the shelters.
Okay.
They're actually made in Madison Heights.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I yield.
Madam Chair.
Mr. Boyke, then Mr. Lafferty.
One question.
Yes, sir.
I assume they are, but I'm gonna ask it, are they ADA compliant?
Yes, they'll be ADA compliant. They're gonna put in the paths, they'll put in the cement paths that'll go from the sidewalk to the street and to the shelter itself with the
thank you.
ADA paths.
Oh, you.
Thank you. Mr. Lafferty?
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Campbell.
Good meeting, good evening.
The question I had was actually on the formula for awarding the community credits.
Yes.
And the cover letter indicated that we were taking advantage of accumulated community credits, which I know in the past 6 years, we have not dipped into that fund. And these are, at the request of the administration to expend these funds as they're coming from, I would imagine, the state and the county. So from a formula perspective, how are those awarded to the city?
So SmartBus has their formula. I'm not sure how the formula exactly works, but it's their formula created on the usage of the number of stops within the city. And then they bill the credits to us. The credits fall off. If we don't use the credits within a certain time frame, they start falling off. Even though we accrue new ones each year, we start losing previous credits, but they've extended some of those credits because of COVID. There was a lot of issues with obviously getting stuff done during COVID. So they have extended some previous credits that we can still use.
Have you been provided any information comparatively to other municipalities in the county as to their awards compared to what we had awarded over the last, say, 10 years?
I do have that information. I don't have it with me. I did receive some information on a recent meeting I had with SMART. It was a large regional meeting we had with some new ideas they're trying to come up with on how to reevaluate their credit system and how they're going to diversify the system. Some cities don't use any of the credits. Other cities use more of the credits, so they're trying to figure out ways to maybe move those credits to different cities if you're not utilizing them, just so that they're getting reappropriated and used efficiently.
When I served on the Board of Commissioners back, I hate to say it, 26 years ago, one of the commissioners in the north portion of the county said, "I want more red lines." That's always stuck with me. And we have the greatest number of red lines, of service lines, throughout the entire county, based on our size and based on the number of main thoroughfares that traverse our municipality. So I'd really like to take a look to ensure that we're getting our fair share, number one, for the red lines that pass through our city. And number two, I think everybody here shares that we probably have an underserved need for additional shelters along some of the major thoroughfares.
I agree, and I'm working. This has been a process since I came back and started working for the city. I've been working on this.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken a while to understand how SMART does these credits and how to utilize the system within SMART. It's been a little bit of a challenge, but I think we're finally there and finally have a plan to get some going, and then we can address some more. And once we get this worked, we can go full steam and try to get some more installed.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any additional discussion? Okay, hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore? Yes. Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13C, request of the Public Service Department to rescind the award to furnish and install 3 smart bus shelters from Allied Building Service at a total cost of $98,283 and re-award STAW 1781 to Allied Building Service to furnish and install 3 smart bus shelters utilizing the State of Michigan contract number 01044 at a total cost of $115,704.72. Consideration and adoption of a resolution. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is
Thank you.
13D, consideration and adoption of a resolution to award bid and contract for City Project SW 26847, 2026 Sidewalk Ramp Program, ITB W 1445, to Santos Cement One, Inc., in the total bid amount not to exceed $406,913. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion.
Discussion?
Mr. Boyke.
What I'm looking here for, I mean, it needs to be done. It's long overdue. I would like the administration provide us a list of the locations of all the curb cuts and all the repairs. With this going out, I'm sure everybody here on council gets phone calls. Is my curb cut to be done? And it puts us in a position where it's very hard to answer to them, because you tell them, hey, it's gonna be done, and then it's not done, or it's not gonna be done, and it's done. It happens both ways. So I'm requesting that the administration provide us a list of all the repairs. I realize that the list might not be complete, but they have to have something. We put the bids out for an amount of money, so they have a cost estimate of how many and where they're going. On top of that, with the weather warming up, road construction is going to begin again. And I'm also requesting a list of all the road improvements that are scheduled for this summer, along with the contractor's name, and also a list of last year's unfinished programs. Roads like 13 Mile hasn't been finished, and I believe there's a few more. Those locations, and also the name of the contractor. That's all.
So that would be a separate motion than just approving this. So I'm gonna have
Support
you-
Dwyer.
we'll vote on the item first, and then I'm just gonna have you restate your motion.
Sure.
Mary, is that appropriate? Okay. Okay, so this is there any other discussion on this item? Okay. Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Can I get a motion and support for Mr. Boyke's motion?
Assuming he makes the motion, I'll support it.
Thank you.
I'll make it quicker this time. Just a list of all the curb cuts, sidewalk repairs, where they're taking place. The ramps, I would like some information on that too, as far as detachable warning surfaces, which way they go in, which way should they face, along with the road construction that's taking place this summer, a list of all the projects, the name of the contractor, and also last year's unfinished road construction, locations, and the name of the contractor.
Okay.
Madam Chair, discussion.
Uh-huh.
Because I will, Mr. Boyke, I have already gotten calls and texts and people wanting to know why, when it was a nice day, they weren't working on Chicago Road. People are very anxious for that to get done, so I'm hoping that is, I would think it's gonna be first on their list, 13 Mile and Chicago Road. It was a lake the other day. It was terrible. People couldn't get through it all. So I'll be anxious to see that one, because I get a lot of contact about that.
I agree. I saw a car go right through the barricade, went around the barricade and went to the ditch because it was very confusing to them.
Yeah.
That happened 2 days ago.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Getting quite a bit of calls.
Any other discussion? Okay. Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Let's see, Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Madam Chair, just a point of order. I don't know if we have audio yet.
Madam Chair, I learned from Mr. Patrick just before the meeting that Xfinity is having an issue in a particular section of the city,
Okay.
and it's affecting audio output for that provider.
Yeah, 'cause
Thank you.
I'm getting emails from.
It's not the
The
city.
city. next item, Ms. Moore?
Next item is 13E, request to approve the reappointment of Michael Halawati to the Planning Commission with a term expiration of June 30th, 2029.
Motion to approve with discussion.
Support with discussion.
Discussion, Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. A couple of meetings ago, I spoke about the Planning Commission, its membership, and the expired terms that are still present, and these members are still serving. There are 3 members serving on expired terms, including 2 officers of the commission. The vice chair's term expired in June of 2022, the secretary in June of 2023, and another commissioner's term expired also in June of 2023. I do not understand why a commissioner who is serving, and this is absolutely no fault of Mr. Hadawati at all, the fault is with the mayor's office. This is misplaced priority in sending an appointment to the city council that is not yet expired when there are 3 other appointments that should have been sent to council office ahead of this one. Therefore, I'm making a motion to table this item till further notice.
Support.
Can we,
so we have
discussion, can you hold your tabling for,
Yeah.
I will withdraw my motion to table
So we
to
have,
allow
just to make it.
yep,
discussion.
a motion to approve presently that we're discussing, and then Mr. Lafferty, you're holding your tabling motion. And Ms. McGee, you're next. Go ahead, Ms. Moore.
So that's a problem where we have people that expired in 2022 that are not being reappointed, or if you're not going to reappoint somebody, obviously they aren't going to be reappointed, and there's no intention to reappoint them, or they would have been. That's very easy to do, but we need new people. So anybody that's interested in Planning Commission, please apply online, and we need commissioners. We need alternative members on ZBA. Also, there has not been one person appointed to the Veterans Commission, and I think that is a damn shame. We created that commission, what, 2022?
Years ago.
And not one appointment has been made, not one. And the Elected Officials Compensation Commission that we would have gone round and round about, not one member has been appointed. There's no, pardon
Diversity,
me?
equity, inclusion.
Pardon?
Diversity, equity,
Diversity
inclusion.
and Equity Inclusion Commission, not one appointment. And there's no reason, the mayor said they can't meet anyway, so why not at least fill the position of the Elected Officials Compensation Commission, get those appointed, and then the next mayor that comes in 2027 will be able to get that done right away, because it has to be done in 27. And that will only leave a few days after a new mayor takes office. So at least if there are people appointed to that
Madam Chair.
position, we don't have to go through all that change. And we are going to be dealing with, because not appointing as of October 3rd, I believe it was, or 1st of 2025 to that commission is a violation of the state law, a violation of the charter, which is a misdemeanor, and it has a $500 fine. We'll be having a closed session on that because it's a legal matter, because we will be addressing the issue to have the city attorney file charges of violating the charter in that respect, because there was no reason for it, absolutely no reason. So thank you for allowing me to make comments before your
Ms.
tabling.
McGee,
Of course.
and then Mr.
My concern is, Mr. Hollenwadi, to table this, are we approving him being on, or just tabling? Because I don't see why we need to table him moving forward.
So the tabling does not impact him serving. He can
Okay.
serve his existing term.
Forever.
Forever, which is why there's 3 folks who haven't been reappointed who
Okay.
have expired terms. So it's allowing Mr. Halawade to continue to do his job if it's tabled, when and if it's tabled.
Okay.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
That's covered by the Planning Enabling Act, I believe, in the charter, that allows someone to continue in that position past their term. Every decision they make it has the full authority of whether it's a reappointment or not.
Okay.
So, Mr. Halawadi, you will continue to serve. Nothing changes as far as you're concerned tonight. I think you're doing a fabulous job, so there you go.
Mr. Noonan and then Mr. Boyke.
Yes, Mr. Halawadi, would you mind approaching the microphone?
Sure.
So,
How can I help you, Counsel?
well, thank you. You know, in my mind, if the mayor is appointing someone and we want her to be appointing more people, it makes sense to, when suitable, to, you know, give them our approval also. In your case, I would approve your reappointment.
Thank you.
But am I understanding that you had a partial term? Is that, were you filling in a partial term or was it a complete term?
If I think it was a partial term that I was finishing up.
Yeah,
When I
so
was
that,
appointed.
then you'd come up for reappointment
Yes.
quicker than normal, because normally I think your terms are 3 years?
Yes.
Yeah, and the planning commission should have 9 commissioners, right?
Yes.
And it only has 7.
Yes.
So, you know, I really value your volunteer service.
Thank you.
I know you get a stipend, but I don't think you're working for the stipend.
Well.
So I just wanted to say thank you for coming in tonight, and
Thank you.
you've got my support. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Boyke, and then I'm gonna go back to Mr. Lafferty's tabling motion.
Yes, Madam Chair, through the chair to Mr. Schroeder. I know the mayor's administration could put an application before us at any time during the term. Are we obligated to act on that, or he's serving a valid term? What I'm thinking is, why can't it be submitted at the end of its term?
You're not
And we-
obligated to act on that at this time. To be clear, this is an appointment under what would be state law and the charter, where council has to actually approve the appointment, so council's approval is necessary. My understanding is this term expires in June, on June 30th perhaps. So there's no need to approve it today, no,
Okay.
to answer your question. But I just wanted to remind the council that this is one of those appointments that the reappointment requires council's approval. It's not one of those other administrative appointments under the charter where if council doesn't act for 2 meetings, then it's automatically approved.
Well, thank you. I didn't know it was in June, so that's a few months only.
Yeah.
And this has, you do a very good job on there. It has
Thank
nothing to
you.
do, you got my confidence in a vote. It's
Thank
just
you,
the
sir.
procedure, the way it's being presented to us, it's in question.
I understand.
I'll yield back.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Ms. Morris, just for one clarifying.
Yeah, to one we were presented, I think it's a year and a half ago, DDA, we had tabled DDA appointments at that time to allow the mayor to come up with some members. Since that time, 1 member has been appointed. I think it's at least a year and a half. And there's not been one other, Mike, you can sit down, please. Sorry. And I don't know what the holdup is there. I've talked to a couple people. I think there was someone was gonna file, but it's been a year and a half. And we didn't want to put the commission in the position of not having a quorum, which we still have a problem because we have the same problem we did a year and a half ago, why we tabled certain appointments because they don't come to the meetings. And I think some of them are still not coming to the meetings. So I would implore the mayor to start filling these important commissions. There's nothing more important than planning and DDA. And well, I think Veterans Commission, so, but that's just me. And I think we have to get these taken care of instead of reappointing people early in their commissions where they could keep serving. There's no reason to reappoint people when they can keep serving in that position and not appointing where there's no members. It just makes absolutely no sense to me. So,
Mr.
I'm done.
Lafferty?
I'm done, I'm sorry. It's okay.
Thank you. And once again, Mr. Hadawadi, this has absolutely no reflection on your record of service whatsoever. But the motion to table this appointment indefinitely.
I'll support that.
I will call the question. Mr. Lafferty?
Yes to table.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes to table.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes to table.
Ms. Moore?
Yes to table.
Mr. Noonan?
No,
Ms. McGee?
No.
Rogan C. is a yes to table. Next item.
Next item is 13F. Request to approve the reappointment of Warren Wynn to the Board of Review with a term expiration of June 30th, 2030.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Then Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
yes,
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13G, notice of appointment of Ryan Farrell as Water Operations Manager. Motion to receive and file.
Support Lafferty.
Any-
Is he here?
Welcome.
Any discussion?
Madam Chair?
Mm-hmm.
Could Ryan come forward? You want to come and introduce yourself?
Good evening, Council. David Koss, the Water Sewer Director. Bring tonight in front of you is Ryan Farrell as our Water Operations Manager. He brings quite some time, 19 years experience, especially in management, which is going to help us out considerably here with my job and assisting us with all the EGLE regulations and day-to-day operations. So with that, Ryan Farrell is here. If there's any questions. Ryan?
Good evening, Council. It's nice to meet you all. Like Dave said, 19 years of experience. My whole adult career has been in public service. Started off right out of high school, part-time, working my way up the ladder to assistant director where I'm at now. Looking forward to serving the community, and if you have any questions for me, I'm willing to answer them.
Happy to have you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Welcome
Madam
aboard.
Chair,
Thank you.
Mr. Boyke?
just one word, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
I will call the question. What was your motion?
Receive
before?
and file.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13H, proposed resolution approving contract addendum with Axon Enterprises, Inc. for prepared 9/11 platform and authorizing addendum with Shy International Corporation. So moved.
Support
Dwyer.
Lafferty. Oh, discussion?
Motion by Ms. Moore, support by Mr. Dwyer. Discussion, Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. I had reviewed this particular item, and my questions were answered ahead of time by both Attorney Michaels and Mr. Schroeder. This is an addendum only with the provider of, as the reseller. We are not changing the underlying technology or the contract, the original contract with Axon. This is an additional agreement. What we're doing here is the city is doing business with a Sourcewell contract with Axon, but we are not directly paying the provider, Axon. What we are doing in this case is we are working through a reseller of services, and this reseller, Shy, provides multitudes of services on behalf of third parties. And it's very beneficial to corporations and municipalities to work through a reseller where they control contracting and pricing at economies of scale. And so it makes a lot of financial sense to do so. This was underlined in the original contract. What we're doing here with the addendum is ensuring protections so that we're paying Shy, and on behalf of the city of Warren, Shy is then paying Axon. And so this limits our liability and holds us harmless in the event that Shy fails to perform their fiduciary duty.
Madam
Thank you.
President?
Mr. Noonan?
Yes, Ms. Michaels, if you wouldn't mind stepping forward. This doesn't involve an increase in payments. Sometimes when you have a broker, the broker requires a fee. They might be wonderful, but they might also cost more. Is this costing any more?
No, if I may, Madam Chair? No,
Ms.
Councilman.
Michaels.
It will not cost the city more. All it does is tie together the contractual relationships.
Okay. I don't really understand the ins and outs of that, but I would like to say that I didn't notice when we voted on the 911 before that this involves a number of great things. Let's see. In the addendum that we got by PDF today, on page 38, there's assistive call taking, ACT, there's automated call assurance, AQA, automated non-emergency triage, ANEAT, future real-time crime center, RTCC integration, future enabling of drone as a first responder, DNR. That was the list.
Point of order, Madam Chair.
Officer, would you mind just explaining what those are
Point of
real
order,
quick?
Madam Chair.
Mr. Lafferty?
I'm sorry, Mr. Noonan. The matter at hand
Yeah.
is the addendum between the City of Warren and SHI. It is not, the underlying technology and the contract with
Okay.
Axon has already been approved.
Okay, if
Yeah.
you wouldn't mind humoring me just for a second, the officer's right here to explain what those are. I hadn't read about those when we approved the 911 before. I think it's very interesting and good stuff. This is something that's going to make it possible for the police department to be more efficient. And I don't know why we shouldn't talk about it. It's almost $250,000 a year for 5 years, for
Yep.
4 years, right?
Yeah, Mr. Noonan, my position is that it's not germane to the vote that we are asked to take. We're not talking about the technology, we're talking about the addendum between the City of Warren and SHI as a reseller.
I ask for an exception then to the rules.
We don't always follow the germane to the item rule all the time.
I'm making the point.
Yeah.
We already discussed
Yeah.
this, we had this discussion when
Understood.
we originally approved it.
Understood.
We can have the discussion again if,
Okay, well, thank you so much.
it doesn't bother me,
Officer, if you wouldn't mind keeping it short, that'd be great.
Yeah, so that's, no problem, but Captain Chisholm from the Police Department, Police Administration. So assistive call taking helps the dispatchers as a 911 call comes in. It uses AI to help the dispatcher determine questions that they maybe should ask that they're not thinking about. So it's like a real-time call coach. It helps them, it doesn't answer the call for them. So this is a call coach that helps a dispatcher with knowing maybe those unique situations they haven't dealt with before, questions that they should ask a 911 caller. Automated quality assurance is a way for the computer program to review calls that have come into the dispatch center. It's something that we do for all fire calls. This expands it to police. And then automated non-emergency triage. A lot of people call 911 for non-emergency calls, right? And so what this does is if somebody does call 911, they would have the dispatcher maybe has 3 or 4 911 calls come in simultaneously, and then somebody's calling for maybe an alarm or something that's not a high priority call. They can send them to this solution to maybe work out that solution, that problem, or on a non-emergency line, which our dispatchers also answer. The solution will possibly answer the entire call for the caller. And it can also send additional things like prompts and text messages to callers to follow up. If there's a power outage or something like that, it can send them a direct link to a website. That's not a capability that the dispatch center has. Real-time crime integration is stuff for if you saw our drone first responder or drone area in the police department, there's a lot of TVs, there's a lot of technology they have there. This will allow them to review calls in real time. And then the drone as a first responder, obviously, we did vote on that about 2 weeks ago, and that's up and running.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I yield.
you. Thank you. Ms. McGee?
I wanted to ask, how do we go about approving Shiloh? Did we go through a bidding process before we approved the third party?
oh, I mean, when we, I don't remember the details. We voted on this, how
Mary,
long
maybe
ago?
He's talking about this, I think she's talking about this amendment.
Mary Michaels, maybe you can ask her, what was the bidding process for the third
So
party?
this is a cooperative contract, a Sourcewell cooperative contract.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Okay, hearing and seeing none. We will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is audience participation for general topics.
Members of the audience who'd like to address City Council this evening may do so under the audience portion by filling out a form on the right side of the stage. You have 3 minutes. There is a monitor there. First up is Rob Roberts, and then after Rob Roberts is Kathleen Simlar.
Rob Roberts, St. Vincent. 2 weeks ago, I came to council meeting where I explained how I was pulled over by an officer on December 19th, 2025. He told so many falsehoods, I used the Freedom of Information Act, or FOIA, the dash cam and body cam videos at a cost of $56. I also asked for complaints and disciplinary records, but I didn't receive them. Not sure if that's legal. I've never done this in my life, but it's wrong. The more it bothered me, the more I thought about people with less means and time to fight this. How many have been wrongly accused? Who has time for this? I do, and that's why I'm here. When I went to court on February 12th, I had the video queued up to the exact point where the officer explained on body cam I did use my signal after writing I didn't on the ticket. I thought if I showed the magistrate one lie, he'd believe me when I said he told several. The officer said I'd see the video in court and never showed it. Under oath, he said he just reviewed the video. He perjured himself in court saying I ran the red light. The magistrate refused to watch the video. The officer said I was highly argumentative. Again, I urged the magistrate to watch the video. He wanted no evidence. I'm not really familiar with courts, but I'm pretty sure people judging are supposed to look at evidence. If this isn't corrupt, I don't know what is. This crooked magistrate gave me a deal for impeding traffic and driving too fast for road conditions. The roads were good, as I showed in the video I created. I thought I could show the 2-minute video tonight, but I've been told that I'm only allowed to speak. Hopefully my appeal goes well, or you'll be sick of hearing me speak. I told the mayor, or I took the mayor's advice and didn't name anyone until investigations are complete on complaints I filed. If you have any nightmare situations like mine you'd like to share, or maybe you have good stories about police officers, I'm sure the majority are good people, honest people. I used to be a military police officer, and if I lied under oath, I think I would have been pounding big rocks into little rocks at Leavenworth. Or if you'd like a copy of the video I made pleading my case with the police cruiser video and some pictures, email me at concerned.citizens.about.police. That's concernedcitizensaboutpolice, all separated by dots, at gmail.com. The Christian music playing caught on the body cam was a special touch, as the officer told so many lies, so I thought I'd leave him with a Bible verse, Proverbs 19:5. A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies will not escape. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Kathleen Simlar, and then after is, sorry, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Simler, and I work for AARP Michigan. And on behalf of AARP, I'm here to raise the alarm and urge you to act about a kind of crypto fraud that has become a growing threat across the country, including right here in Warren. You've probably seen these crypto ATMs or kiosks at gas stations and party stores. If you search for them on Google Maps, you'll see them peppered across your city. There are 22 of them here in Warren. They look just like any regular ATM, but they're increasingly being used to defraud people of their hard-earned money. In fact, cryptocurrency kiosk fraud is skyrocketing. According to the FBI, in 2024, Michiganders lost more than $125 million to these scams, and we feel that that is underreported. And 85% of those victims were over the age of 60, and that is what has gotten AARP's attention. Older people are clearly in the crosshairs for these scams, and that should make you pause, since 1/5 of your population falls within that demographic. Here's how these scams work. Someone calls or texts claiming you owe money, and they always frame their message with a sense of heightened urgency. You're told to deposit cash into a crypto kiosk and then instructed to give them the code that appears on the screen. The money is then instantly converted into cryptocurrency and transferred digitally again and again. Quite often, the scammer will keep the victim on the hook, sending them back again and again to a crypto machine and continuing the fraud. And unlike credit card fraud, that money is nearly impossible to recover. Incredibly, some studies have shown that 93% of transactions on these crypto ATMs are scams. 93%. Last summer, you may have seen a story on the news about a retired teacher in Traverse City who deposited more than $48,000 of her retirement savings into a crypto kiosk after being contacted by someone who falsely claimed to be from the PayPal fraud department. Her money was never recovered. Crypto kiosk fraud is a problem that needs to be on your radar. It is a fast-growing fraud industry, and the impacts are profound, especially when victims are older and at a point in their lives when they are least able to recover financially. But there is hope. Communities across Michigan, like Sterling Heights and Grosse Pointe Farms, have acted to put in place common sense protections like daily or monthly limits for how much money someone can put into these machines. Tonight, I'm asking Warren to join them and to codify these protections. On behalf of AARP, I've brought a model ordinance that you can use to help protect your residents from this fraud. As elected officials, you have the power to protect them, and AARP is urging you to do so. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Joel Rutherford.
Good evening, Council. Joel Rutherford. I live on Storrow Court. First, I'd like to mention about the Climate Action Plan. I'm really surprised that it seems City Council has decided to bury its head in the sand as opposed to taking action on something that would be, generational on its impact. I mean, I saw where you approved $2 million for drones. And it's not that the city doesn't need drones, but I think it's also something that for $150,000, a climate action plan, would certainly benefit the city. It's not something you can transfer from, say, Sterling Heights to here. It needs to be done professionally. It needs to be done here. So I would like to see the council not be penny wise and dollar foolish and not be willing to spend the money for it. Secondly, I'd like to thank, Mayor Stone, Olu Jabari, and Rhonda Hall. They did an outstanding job with the 100-year celebration of Black History Month. I was glad that Councilman Newman supported that. I saw Council Member Melody McGee there along with the mayor. I know the mayor's done some things that you're not happy about, but the one thing I'll give her credit for, she shows up. She shows up for everybody that lives in Warren. But what happened I did hear from Councilmember Boyke, he was ill. I totally understand that, or if someone's out of town or has a family emergency. But basically what the other council members did, you gave the middle finger to the black residents of Warren. Because some of you later, went to the Ishtar dinner in Ionia, and that's great. I'm glad to see that you're doing that community outreach. But you can't just show up for black residents when you need their vote. You need to show that you really care. And to me, that was just incredibly disrespectful not to do that. And I'm not saying you had to be there the whole time. Just be there. At least show your face. At least attend. That's what it's all about. Because the fact of it is, all of you in all your districts have black residents. And you should be willing to show them that you care. But there's one thing for sure. You may not show it now, but we'll remember it when it's time to vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Jeffrey Matthews.
Good evening, Council. I'm Jeff Matthews, co-founder and current head of the South Warren Community Garter and sitting board member of the supporting nonprofit Urban Seed. I wanted to speak with you all tonight as we approach the upcoming growing season and are again in talks with the mayor's office and legal to extend last year's lease. The proposed lease we received contained further restrictions that may or may not be resolved, but I wanted to speak tonight and reflect upon two things: creating barriers and the difference between what a city is and what a community is. In our work of community and garden building, a very large part of our focus is removing barriers. Time can be a barrier. There's only so much time in a growing season. Only to only so much free time a volunteer might have, or time a person in the community might have to access the garden or the produce it provides. A barrier can be the local ordinances or the limitations of a property's access to things like parking. Communication can be a barrier. You can't always be there to explain things, and without people knowing how best to treat something, it can hurt it in unintended ways. Barriers are often thought of as a way to protect, but can have unintended consequences in limiting quality and effectiveness. Keeping barriers to a minimum gives community the most agency, and us the best chance to fulfill our service to it. A community comes together to form a city, but the two are not the same. A city is there to serve the interests of its residents, but it is not the epicenter of their thoughts or the beating heart in the center of its mass. It should be there for them, but should not mistake its own agenda as having greater importance over those it serves. A city or government should always support its community, but there should be no exception to that support. It doesn't need to be reciprocal. Both elected and appointed officials are there to serve the public. As members of the community that choose to serve it, we share something in common. The more we materially improve the lives of those in our community, the more our lives improve. A service to the benefit of the community does not need to have benefit or use to the city to deserve its full support. Community is the foundation that a city is built upon. So let us work to not just maintain, but create even stronger bonds together. As the old saying goes, if the foundation is good, then everything else can be fixed. A good lease is a good foundation. I appreciate your time and dedication and look forward to seeing you all again at the next council meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Pete Sutliff.
Good evening, Council. One of the terms that you hear a lot associated with climate action is sustainability. And action is considered sustainable if it can be continued indefinitely, like forever, and to the foreseeable future. If you look at the impacts that humans have made on this planet, you might focus on the architecture, engineering, infrastructure, or industry that we're so proud of. What most people do not focus on are the raw materials needed to realize those achievements. Let's take trees for just one example. This planet is 4.6 billion years old. If we scale that down to 46 years, humans have been here for about 4 hours. The Industrial Revolution began just 1 minute ago, and during that time, we've already destroyed 50% of the world's forests. Does that sound like an activity that's sustainable? No, it sounds like a process heading for extinction, not just of trees, but of the human race. Before we run out of trees on this planet, we will run out of oxygen. We'll no longer have a livable climate because trees not only provide us with our oxygen, they also cool the climate by cycling water through their systems, by providing shade, by absorbing carbon dioxide, and storing carbon and filtering other pollutants. Without trees, there's more erosion, more flooding, more evaporation, and less water for wells and agriculture to draw from. Every time I speak before the City Council, I try to get you all to think outside the box being the city of Warren. It is well established that what happens in Oakland County affects us here in Macomb County, like dumping partially treated sewage. What we do in Warren affects others downstream from us, or downwind from us, or the future generations that come after us. You may say to yourself that your fiscal responsibility is only to Warren and the next budget cycle, or the next election cycle. What about your moral responsibility? I would ask you to think longer term and develop a climate action plan. It is fiscally responsible. It has already been budgeted for. I would appreciate it if I could get a response on when this will be taken off the table and acted upon. Thank you.
Thank you. That is the end of audience. Next item.
Next item is council response to audience. Madam Chair.
Ms. Moore.
Thank you. I'd like to address what Mr. Rutherford said. First of all, Mr. Rutherford, events are planned out of the mayor's office. And not once are we consulted about what day would be good for us or if any of us are available. We are just told, this is planned. Now, I have a husband, I have children, I have grandchild, one on the way. I have family events. I had a family event that day that ended about 5 o'clock. And I received the email. You like to send emails passing judgment on us quite often, sometimes without all the facts. You don't know what any of us were doing that day. And to threaten us for not showing up at an event is unfair. Our job is legislative and budget. That is what we are elected to do. Now, we can go to events. Some of us choose to, some of us don't. Some of us have the time, some of us don't. We are not ceremonial representatives. We have very serious duties. We all put a lot of time in. I probably put 50 or 60 hours a week into this job, and I have a full-time job. So I'm a little offended to be criticized for not showing up one day. When I wasn't requested whether I was available that day, I don't think anybody else here was. We all try to go to all the events we can. And it's just impossible for all of us. We all have things that we have to take care of. Mr. Lafferty has children that have events. You know what that's like to keep up with? He's got kids in school yet. I can't even imagine keeping up with that. So we do. We all try to do what we can, but it's impossible for us to be everywhere. And I'm sorry you're offended because I didn't show up that day. I had a family obligation. I really shouldn't have to explain myself, but I had a family obligation that had been planned for about 5 months. And so I'm, you know, I don't appreciate the criticism when some of us just did not have another option that day. I don't know who goes to what. We don't call each other and ask, are you going here or there? Sometimes we all show up somewhere. Sometimes one person shows up. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Thank you.
Any other response to audience? Mr. Noonan, put your mic on. And
Thank you. I heard about the community garden, and I'm concerned that the lease hasn't apparently been finalized yet, and that it's gotten more restrictive. I'd like to see the nice things that go on in East Point be able to go on in the Warren Community Garden. Both are run by the same overarching organization, as I recall, and the community spirit's very nice. Everybody is welcome, and I've seen all sorts of people showing up there. It's been pretty cool. Also, I like that there's more food security when people are growing our own food. Many people don't buy fresh produce in the grocery stores because it costs extra and they can survive without it. But it's not a very good survival. They really need their product, their vegetables and fruits, though you're not growing fruits much, unless you count tomatoes. And then on the climate action plan, I do believe that the city really needs the adaptability and the we need to be decreasing our footprints, our greenhouse footprints. That's a moral obligation. We're affecting people all over the world as well as ourselves. And also the science has been showing that it's the pace of climate change is increasing rapidly. It's something that we need to know, and all the departments need to know. It's in the master plan that we should have a climate action plan, and it should be a no-brainer. If we can have $250,000 for AI for 911 calls, it would make sense to have a climate action plan and not have to have as many 911 calls. We've got, there's some things that help to put money in your pocket, and then there's some things that only take money out of your pocket. And a lot of the things for the police are very good. On the other hand, they just spell increasing financial burdens going forward. And it just makes sense. If you can put money in people's pockets, you should do it. You know, especially when there's no great expense on the part of the city. But the city needs to be planning for what's coming, and basically it's very hard to keep up with that. I spend a lot of time looking at that, and I'm pretty sure that most of the department heads don't get a chance to do that. But if the information was brought to us by that process, then we would be far ahead. And I don't think we should be planning the courthouse or the firehouses or the new civic center. You know, it's like too late for that, but the climate action plan should have happened before that. But before we get, you know, go in too much farther, we need to get this done. So anyways, I've expounded, and it's probably off of mission somewhat, somehow. But I thank you for giving me the privilege of speaking, and I will desist now for the moment.
Any other responses to audience?
Madam President.
Mr. Lafferty.
Trying to contextualize the appropriate response for the comments by Mr. Rutherford. As an elected official, we sit here, we make decisions. We have a legislative and financial responsibility for the city. That's absolutely true. But we are also neighbors. And Mr. Rutherford, for you to suggest that I'd give the middle finger to anyone is offensive to me. I have lived in this city for nearly 48 years. I love my neighbors. I love my city. Ask anybody up here how much pride I have for the city that I represent, for the events that I attend, for the hours and hours of work that I put in with my colleagues up here that nobody ever sees, that we don't tell anybody about. I take constructive criticism all the time, professionally, publicly. I accept it. I have the big shoulders, otherwise I wouldn't be up here. Your comment was unjustified and out of line. And I'm going to stand up for my actions, and I defend my actions. Yes, I have other responsibilities outside of this city, on top of a full-time job, on top of a family who sacrificed so that I could be up here and do this job, knowing that they would not see me, because there's events that I have missed so that I could be sitting here tonight. I will always try to get to as many events as possible, but for you to suggest that I gave the middle finger to even one resident is unacceptable. Thank you.
Any other responses? Okay, next item.
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned.